All right, guys. Welcome back in the side chat. Uh, I've had to appeal because I guess holding up what we were holding up, we got accused of holding up firearms. And YouTube, we was not holding up firearms. We were holding up empty boxes of ammo, and we're not trying to sell anything here. We were just sharing experiences and uh, results, and we were not holding up firearms. I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, so I've appealed it. We'll have to see what happens. So, guys, please don't show anything on the video here, so we jeopardize Hillbilly's channel, but because we're now operating under Hillbilly's channel. But we're still gonna do the giveaway. So, guys, in the side chat, go ahead and type in that hashtag Rimfire to be entered for the giveaway, and we're probably not going to get through all the topics that I had tonight, so we may just skip through here and just have an open discussion about some of this. So we were talking about. It seems like most people like the old federal ammunition the most. Just today's recipe don't seem to be the same, and so. While we're waiting on everybody to jump over here, because I've put a post up on my page telling everybody to jump over here, I'll do a little showing off for Justin here. This probably be okay. Justin picked something up today. And he's pretty proud of it. So, how about that?
That's a nice one.
This is Justin's archery deer this year. He caught it. He shot it second day of season.
Full velvet.
Nice.
It's in full velvet. So he's
My first velvet deer.
he's like George was over that Martini International.
Justin, you take that thing out there and rub it up against a cedar tree or something, get that velvet off there.
I probably could. I didn't think about that, Hillbilly.
Abby wants to know if it tastes good.
Well,
Oh,
it ain't that one. He got two this year, and he gave me a second one. It tastes pretty good. I put two in the freezer this year. He gave me a one of his bucks, and I got a doe. So got plenty of meat in the freezer. So guys, I hate that happened. It is what it is. You know, out here discussing 2A stuff. It's a gamble. So, but we were not breaking any violations. We'll just have to wait and see what happens with the appeal. I guess according to what Hillbilly said, it's AI that's looking at that stuff, and that's what flagged us. And then when you appeal it, someone goes and looks at it in person to verify that there was a violation. And we didn't hold up or say anything. I don't think that was violation. So it's just gotta wait and see what happens now. So Kentucky Rimfire's got his first ding on the YouTube.
Well, you know what they say, there's two types of people in this world, those that have, and those that will eventually have something happen to them. So
It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
when I
tell me the person will show you the
remember
crime.
I remember Josh, Pursuit of Accuracy, the night that he was commenting on something that I had posted in the comments, and all of a sudden it went dead. And it was because he held up a chassis,
Yeah.
and the algorithm said he's holding a live firearm, and it was just an aluminum chassis.
Yeah.
So that's how it happens.
Yeah. Even if you share a picture and that firearm is in the hand in there in the picture, AI will shut down the stream. And
Wow.
real quick, Justin, Mr. Bob says, I found out that deer tastes way better without antifreeze on them.
Yeah, that's true. Antifreeze is an artificial sweetener.
Cats and dogs love it.
Yeah, that's true, Chris Lang. Don't touch anything while you're alive, and they have a reason for that. There's incidents that have happened during a live, and that's why they try to control it. So, you know,
we got your fall guy right there. He says, it's my fault. I apologize.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah. Well, at least somebody wants to take the blame. But I guess, man, I don't even know what to talk about. I hate to go diving into these topics here because we'll not get through it all, and I don't know what we've showed off Justin's deer. What about let's see how many we got viewing. We're only got 17. We could do a side check.
Go with the what's your top 3 favorites question that you had on there. I think that could kind of sum it up.
Yeah, so the currently available, what's your top 3 brands? So for me, everybody knows I like Lapua, and of course I like SK, and my third brand would be RWS, which I can't find. I do like Ely in some of my guns, but that's 4. So top 3 would be Lapua, SK, and RWS. So, Justin?
Well, I'd like to see some R50 show back up. RWS is R50 is my top pick across the board normally. I like Lapua, Midas Plus, and Center X, and kind of a toss up between Wolf and SK, I guess. But some SK shoots pretty good in my stuff.
Mike?
The just brands would be the SK in Ely. And for my kind of top favorite 3 particular I don't know, it's not sub brands. It'd be I like Standard Plus, I like Pistol Match, and I like Pistol Match Special. I think the 3 of those provide really good performance at just slightly varying price points. We'll leave it at that.
So, Chris Lang says SK, Lapua, and CCI. Abigail, we've been talking about rimfire for the last few weeks. So right now we was talking about rimfire. But I mean, if you got centerfire ammos that you like out there and you want to throw it out there, feel free to do so. What about you, John? What's your top 3 brands?
Well, I can't really speak for the Lapua because I haven't shot any yet. I haven't been able to find any. I got a brick of Center X coming. Should be here in a couple of days. That'll be my first Lapua that I've got to shoot. But what's really worked for me the best so far out of my particular rifle has been the Ely Match and the Ely Team and some Ely TEDx.
Yep.
I've tried some Target and Club and it was okay, but I didn't think that it was all that much.
You and I were talking about. Yeah, you and I.
Standard Plus and Rifle Match and the Pistol Match all do good.
Yeah, you and I were talking about that earlier. Mike up here, he's used to shoot Ely Team a whole lot and done really well with it.
Yeah, I got 2 bricks of it today, 1070 on the velocity, and anything between 1068 to 1076 seems to do pretty good out of my rifle.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm hoping that it shoots good.
The Ely Team that I found that has shot the best out over a variety of rifles has like a 1060 mid 1060s advertised velocity on it, and whenever I see that stuff I buy it because I've had better luck with Team than Match for sure.
I've heard that from several people.
George over at Southern Rifle, check your email. I sent you a link. we got in trouble over there on my side, buddy. Just go check your email.
Yeah, boomsticks. Like, what happened?
Well, we got accused for showing off firearms, but we was not doing that. So it's been appealed, and we'll just have to see what happens. But Hillbilly, what would be your 3 brands?
Oh man. Well, Aguila definitely around Cinco de Mayo, and but Remington Golden Bullet. No, it's joking. I do shoot a lot of Aguila just because it's easy to find in the stores, you know. But I have shot some Lapua, and I really like that too. So there's a lot more that I still like to try out there. Is when I can actually get my hands on it. So
I know Chris Lang out there. He recently got a hold of him some Lapua that he likes. He shot some pretty good groups with that Savage, and I was glad to see him finally find something that rifle likes. And so
That blue box Aguila Super Extra, the 40 grain blue box, that stuff shoots. I've had
yeah,
real good luck with that when I can find it. The red box stuff, not as much, but the blue box Super Extra, I've had good luck with that.
I got some too that's done pretty good for me at times. I think it's called Target Competition or something like that.
Yep.
And
yeah,
I can't find that.
yep,
I
I
got
got
plenty of that.
about a half a brick of it.
Yeah, that Target Competition says right on the box, at least it used to, the old stuff said specially designed for 26-inch barrels. And I had some stuff of that years back, and that stuff really shot well.
I've
So
got some Aguilar standard velocity, the 40 grain lead rounds that do pretty good out of my rifle. And that's about the only Aguilar that I've had that really did good.
oh, okay. All right. So A- Appalachian, he he thinks he may be at fault because of a comment that he typed. He may have been offering up a trade in the side chat earlier. So
I don't really know if it'll go off the side chat. I don't know if AI watches that. It's most usually what's on screen.
yeah.
Because they'll take that comment down a lot of times. I do know Southern Rifle says he still ain't got an email yet.
Oh, really? Maybe I left him off.
There's no pro out there.
Yeah. So yeah, Appalachian. He sent me a private message on Messenger, and he thought that he might have been. I don't. Who knows what it is, man? It's AI. I mean, no, nobody knows.
And I've told people this before. My VIP, the members chat. My wife's on here with me, and we just started that out one like we do every Tuesday night, and it's I don't know 4 or 5 months ago, 5 months ago, and we opened up chat. Only me and her is on the panel on the same screen. There's no firearms, no nothing. We weren't even talking about none of that. All we were doing was saying hi to the side chat, and that stream got shut down in the first 30 seconds for violating YouTube policies. I appealed it, and they still wouldn't let me stream. I had to finally get a hold of somebody who could get a hold of YouTube before I could stream again. So,
Yeah.
AI is nice for a lot of stuff, and sometimes it's not.
Well, I mean, Appalachian, I know you feel that way, but on my YouTube studio, it tells me that it appeared that I showed off a firearm on a live, which was outside of YouTube's guidelines. So I was actually accused of showing off a firearm. So uh, that's what they put on my my studio. So I don't think it was you, buddy. So don't feel bad about it.
Chad, since we're running a little late, do you want to call out the side chat? Do you want them to start typing something in?
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and just let's go ahead and type in hashtag ammo, and we'll get Hillbilly to call your name out here on this live.
I thought you were gonna do hashtag kicked off.
It might be hashtag Fukuit.
Oh my
All
goodness.
right, so hey George, your TV's a blaring, buddy. Hashtag ammo, and we'll get Hillbilly to call your name out here on this.
I think you're getting some feedback, George. You have to shut off your YouTube side.
Somebody's got a TV on. There it went. It's gone now. All right. So, no pro. He says he farted. That's probably what got us shut down, buddy.
Alrighty, well, let me get back up here because these things are flying off of the page up here.
Yeah.
And so, first off, we have Minnesota Shooting Sports. We got TJ Fishing. We got Living in Southwest Virginia. We got Garage Guy 879. We got Chris Lang out there. We got Lead Fever. We have Abigail out there. Alaska 1 Andy. We have Fluffy 10mm Jeep Guy. We got Helping Man. We got Jacob S out there. We got R4 Mississippi Thunder. Southern Rifle. Fuku YT, also known as Boomstick. And we have Smoking Joe. Smoking Joe Frazier out there. And we also have Chris Lang. We got Appalachia out there. We got No Pro. See, we got Mr. Bob out there. He says, "Don't take me down." On 2A Matters, we also have Randy K out there. And then we'll scroll on down here. We got Denny's Plant-Based Journey out there. And there's No Pro again. I called him out earlier, but he didn't have ammo in there. So anyway, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. And anyway, appreciate each and every one of you for being here.
Got Gizzard Gary jumped in there.
Oh, yes, we do. He says, surprise, surprise, surprise.
Yeah,
Gomer Pyle out there.
We done got in trouble tonight, Gary.
Chad got his first live taken down.
Yeah. So, well, I think we can jump into the next topic, and let me word it just a little differently. Are you a person that tries to make budget ammo shoot well, or you just find yourself going for the premium stuff when you want a rifle to shoot? So I would love nothing more than to have a rimfire that shoots CCI standard lights out, because it's cheap and you can pick it up at Walmart all the time. And it don't ever work out that way, though. I always have to go and get mid-grade to high grade. So, Justin, do you try to shoot budget, or is it always premium?
So, like the old saying, cheap stuff ain't good and good stuff ain't cheap. So, in a fantasy world, you may get something cheap to shoot good, and there's some rifles that shoot weird, something weird that you'd never believe, But for the most part, I may start out with SK and then jump up from there. Maybe Wolf or SK is a starting point. and then on up from there.
Chris Lang says he loves making sure budget ammo don't shoot. So I have to try both because people like MN Shooting Sports up here, he likes to have those challenges where it's budget ammo only, and I got to know what works for me the best because I like to get in on everybody's challenges when I can, and anymore it seems like there's so many out there I can't keep up with them all. Like No Pro's got one out there right now. I haven't had a chance to even touch it. I mean, just it's there's a lot of challenges rolling out now, and it's definitely a lot more than what it was when I got into this. And don't be offended if I haven't shot your challenge. It's just simply because I don't have enough time to get to everybody's. But Mike, I think I know your answer. You like both.
Yeah, I have enough of everything on hand that I start with the low end stuff to see if it'll shoot halfway decent. Then I work my way up the food chain because if I can pin down that this rifle likes this, then why spend the extra, 40% higher for the next, box ammo if I can get similar results. What I'll say is that a lot of that also has to do with what ranges that I'm shooting at. I've got stuff that'll like the CCI, my CCI challenge target and stuff, at 50 yards, those rifles love that stuff. But I can't do the same thing shooting those rifles at 100 or 200 yards. I need to up it a little bit, and change the ammo up. So there's something to be said for that too. Depends at the distance you're shooting, I think.
So I just got an email from YouTube. It says we've reviewed your video and again confirmed it's not allowed under firearms policies. Your video will not be put back on YouTube. We understand it may be frustrating, but we're committing to keeping YouTube a safe place for everyone. Our goal is to help you succeed on YouTube. We encourage you to take a look at the community guidelines and keep them in mind when posting future content. Uh, I mean, I wasn't showing firearms. That's what it said I was doing, but I
Yeah.
just,
I would almost think that you lived in Minnesota,
yeah. So,
That's the
and you were scratching up Teslas and just got a deferment.
yeah, I just got an answer from a liberal, probably.
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
don't say that too many times. We'll get kicked off again.
So, all right. So, George, what about you? Do you go straight for the premium stuff, or do you like to try to find a budget ammo, or you muted?
You muted.
You muted, buddy.
Here, I'll see if I can unmute him.
Most time it's just tack.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. Okay. Well, a lot of that you was muted for, but I know that I've seen you shoot a lot of that TAC 22, and you shoot a lot of the black box too, right?
Yeah, I've got some of it. When that runs out, that'll all be the red box stuff. But
yeah, don't hold it up.
for what
please don't hold it up.
for what we're doing, I mean, I like right now the SK pistol match is shooting good in about everything.
Yeah.
In a few months that might change. It'll be something else, but we just have to see,
How about you, John? Lead Fever?
Well, I like to try the cheaper stuff too. I've had some good luck with, I found a lot of CCI standard velocity that shoots really well out of my rifle. And I bought a bunch of TAC 22 because it was cheaper and it wasn't shooting really good out of my rifle. But there's something I like to share with all of you that's helped me more than anything. I've seen somebody talk about this, and consistent ignition on the rimfire is very important. I took my bolt apart, and the cocking piece, basically the hammer where it rides on the inside of the bolt that drives the firing pin, I took that and I slid it back and forth without the spring in it, and it was catching up. it was kind of stutter jumping in there. So I used some valve grinding compound to make the high spot show up, and then I used Flitz metal polish and 1500 grit paper with oil on it, and I polished all that up, and I polished up the cocking piece, cleaned everything up, put it back together, and it was smooth as silk. My TAC 22 wasn't shooting good at all. The morning I went and tried it after I'd done that, I shot 5 groups of 10 that were all .3 with TAC 22. My firing pin had a lot to do with that. And now every ammo that I shoot is more consistent. I still have flyers, but they're fewer and they're not as extreme. So yeah, I like budget ammo. I think going through your gun and finding the little things that's making it inconsistent really helps. At least
So
it has for me. But I like the good ammo too.
And we'll find out further along that it's not always the gun either. So Justin and I
Yeah, like I say, you still get some flyers, but they're not as many as they were before.
Justin and I just recently shot some ammo, and I'll tell you about that here in just a few minutes coming up. But Hillbilly,
Yeah.
I know you have told me in the past that you don't have a lot of options where you're at as far as premium stuff, so you have to try some mediocre to lower end stuff, don't you?
Yeah. It's just our local stores, and like, I mean, I'm home of Bass Pro, and like, you can't even get it there. Most of the stuff, the better stuff, so it's all got to be taken care of online. And but I've also, had a rifle, and in the past, that it's like, okay, I'm just going to put some rounds through this, just to help let up this barrel a little bit, just season it, and grab something like Golden Bullets, and they would end up grouping really wonderful and like totally surprise me. But then I stick it in a different rifle and they don't hold a pattern, a good group. Um, yeah, and then also what Gizzard says here, he says, I heard, you know, ammo such as like Golden Bullets, ones that vary in different size packages, smaller boxes, and, compared to huge bulk. Is there a difference in that? I mean, um,
Yeah, so your bulk box ammo is stored in a box in shipment. It gets jolted around. The bullet heads get bumped against each other. It causes deficiencies in the lead, um, versus a container where they're individually packaged. That keeps the lead from getting bumped or dinged. If you get a bulk box of ammo, it's got a bunch of dinged up lead in it, then there's no way it's going to shoot accurate. I mean, it's just
Bent
so.
bullet tips and
Yep. Cyclops Joe says life's too short for budget ammo. I spent over $500 on budget ammo for testing on my little channel. End of the day, I just wasted $500. Yeah. Um,
and
there's some budget ammos out there that will surprise you, but hey, I can sit all day and shoot budget ammo. It don't work for me. And then when I shoot some premium ammo and that gun takes off and starts shooting, I feel like I just got a hold of a brand new gun. So,
and also, Chad, I want to say that we're not talking about cycling through your rifle.
no.
It's
pure accuracy.
basically pinpoint accuracy
Yeah.
at 50 or 100 yards. And
Yeah. So, actually, true story. When I got into bench rest, my uncle was doing bench rest and he had a Savage 900 that he had glass bedded and pillar bedded. He had all kinds of work done to it. He was shooting match grade ammo. And I took a Marlin Model 25 with a 7 round magazine and put a 50 millimeter Simmons hunting scope on that Marlin Model 25, and I shot Winchester Dynapoints. And I made him so mad that he almost threw his rifle over the hill. So Winchester Dynapoints used to shoot extremely well.
Well, I do know when you were talking earlier about like older ammo that you can't get now and this and that. I know my dad's dad, my grandpa, he pretty much only he really liked Federal. And I remember growing up when we got to visit, because they always had big gardens and they had a farm basically, but he had a humongous garden, and he gave us a nickel per crow, but he said you had to shoot him in the head or he wasn't going to give you a nickel. And and I just remember him saying, rifle and here's some Federal ammo. If you can't hit that with this Federal ammo, then you need to be practicing more.
Yeah, but what are we talking? Are we talking an 1/8" dot, or are we talking minute a squirrel, or what?
Oh, the head of a crow,
Yeah.
and so, but
So the next thing that we had on here was rank 3 ammos that are budget. So what's your 3 favorite budget ammos? And for me, that would have to be Norm Attack, CCI Standard, and I really don't have a third one. Federal Auto Match, probably. Federal Auto Match shoots pretty good. So, Justin, do you have a 3 lower end?
I guess defining budget ammo, I kind of consider SK budget ammo because it's about half the price as the Gucci stuff. But I would say SK, Wolf, and probably CCI Green Tag will be my third.
Yeah, so Justin and Bruce, they took CCI Green Tag one time and was shooting at a piece of notebook paper. The hole for where the hole punches are in the notebook paper, they were shooting through the hole and clearing the hole with CCI Green Tag.
wow.
Multiple shots with their Winchester 52s, of course.
The 21st shot toward the side of the hole.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a no-win day at 50 yards. It's just one of them you had to be there.
So, Mike, do you have 3 lower end?
Lowest end would be Aguila, Super Extra, 40 grain round nose, CCI standard velocity, and SK standard plus, because you can still get that for pretty reasonable.
Yep.
Appalachian, I agree. I believe that RWS rifle match fits in there as well. I've got some of it, and it don't shoot with the premium stuff. So, George, I know you're gonna say Norm Attack.
I've got 2 budget ammos: Norm Attack Red Box and Norm Attack Black Box. That's it. I ain't rich like you fellers. I don't consider SK to be budget.
We ain't rich. We're broke.
Yeah.
We stay broke. We stay
From
broke.
buying ammo.
Yeah.
Hey, DJ.
Yeah.
Says the guy with the martini.
Yeah. Let's look at him. Look at him. Get that
Yeah,
napkin
right.
back. That napkin back out, George.
I'm telling you, I got it right here. I got handy.
He's probably got it out in front of him, looking at it, make sure it don't go nowhere.
No, I don't put it to safe. Put it to safe, but I'll get it out tomorrow with my when my mount gets here.
Yeah. All right, John Fox. I know CCI is going to be one of yours.
Yeah, I've had pretty good luck with it. I think I might have just got lucky. Kentucky Gun Co's where I get mine, and they had a whole bunch of it, and I was buying it by the brick, and it was all the same lot number. But I was trying TAC 22 and wasn't having very good luck with it. But after I've done a few different things to my rifle, it shoots it really good now. So I went and got some of that. And then the CCI AR Tactical shoots really good too. It shoots better at 100 yards than it does at 50. It's a higher velocity. It's like 1,200 feet per second. I do kind of consider like the SK Standard Plus a budget ammo because you can get it for $7 a box. Maybe Ely.
You can't be talking about stuff like that, buddy.
We're not selling anything here.
Don't say anything where you got anything or any prices. So I'm gonna mute you here. Okay.
Oh, copy.
So anyway, you're unmuted. Go ahead, John.
All right. So when we're talking about budget, I'm assuming that it's a particular amount that you pay for it. And some of the other SK and Ely ammos I consider budget that shoot pretty good, like the Contact and the Standard Plus. I consider those budget because I've paid more for TAC 22 than those at times.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the ones that I like.
Well, there's some of the mid-grade stuff that don't shoot as good as what we would consider budget. So, what about you, Hillbilly?
Oh man, I consider budget, whatever I can find locally, for that's fairly populated. I've been finding Aguila a lot. So I've been shooting a lot of it.
Yeah. I like Fluffy Tim over here, Jeep Guy's comment there. He says, I'm not rich, I'm irresponsible.
Exactly. But yeah, Aguila Super Extra, TAC 22. Lapua competition. Those seem to be kind of the ones that I can find locally that do a decent job. And CCI standard sometimes, depending on the rifle, it'll shoot decent. But sometimes, I've had people tell me just get CCI standard, it'll work, I actually had to argue with one of the local shops and like, people come in here with, these high dollar, target rifles, and that's what they shoot now, no problem. And I'm like, but out of my rifles, a 3-inch group's not good, and I'm buying the same ammo from you. So, I don't understand, but I think different rifles really makes a big difference.
Yeah, Mr. Bob says he notices 22 ammo is suffering from shrinkflation. The price stays the same, but you get less product, like 325 instead of 500 or 800 instead of 1,000. Yeah, used to be 500 or 550. Now you get 325 round boxes.
Yeah,
and the price is the same. So, yeah, right there, Boomstick. I seen Boomstick shoot a lot of that Monarch, and I did pick up some of that, but I've yet to try it. I want to, but I've seen him shoot some pretty good groups with Monarch, and. Guys, just a reminder, we are doing that giveaway tonight. So if you haven't already, type in the hashtag Rimfire to be entered in for the giveaway. And we'll go around the room here real quick. The next question was, do you think ammo that is produced currently is better or worse than the past? I'm going to say better. I think the consistency of ammo today is better than what it used to be. Uh, with especially with the premium stuff. I don't know about the budget stuff. I mean, but I think the premium stuff you see more consistency out of it. Um, Justin, what about you?
Uh, Depends on the company, the manufacturer. Federal definitely is, one we can't say that for now. Federal of the '80s and '90s was some awesome stuff. Uh, the gold medal match, it ain't gold medal match anymore. But I think I think Ely ain't what it used to be. Even 5 years ago, and maybe just me, but I don't think Ely Tenix is quite what it used to be. Um, RWS is still consistent and as good as it's ever been. Lapua definitely is some good stuff.
Boomstick says he likes Norma Tac 22 better than Norma Match. I don't I don't see a big difference in it myself. I mean, I've had both.
I ain't seen a bit of
Uh,
difference in it.
no. Mike, what about you? You think it's better or worse?
I I don't think it's better or worse. I think it fluctuates between the availability of components that the producers are dealing with and the suppliers coming from working in the lead industry for a while. And I don't know if any of you all ever saw my video where I was curious about some stuff with Ely, so I pulled a bunch of tips or bullets off of their match and some target, and I took it to work. I melted it down and I ran it through our spectroanalysis machine there to see what the difference in the lead and all of the various other components, the arsenic, the everything that goes into making lead was, just to kind of get an idea what are you paying more for, and what you're paying more for is a finer uh, a lead that has been uh, what's the word? Refined to a higher
Pure,
standard. Yep,
purified.
it's gotten more of the arsenic and other impurities out of it, which is why like match is silver compared to target, which is a dark color lead. And so I think it has a lot to do with what the manufacturers have available to them, because the company I work for has been supplying Federal their lead forever. So and it's that has part to do with it. And then I also think probably the bigger part, and this is just my thought from listening to other people, is machine setup, machine wear. Because you can get a box of something if you know how to read the lot numbers on it, especially with Ely and whatnot, that is really close. Feet per second is close to the same. Everything's close, but if it was produced so much time later, and that machine has had wear on it as it's putting that all those components together, that some things aren't the same tolerance at that point. So, because for me, I guess end of the day, what I'll say is that I've seen fluctuations where Ely Target was horrible, Ely Target was phenomenal, and we're back to Ely Target was horrible. Like the two bricks that I had that I was getting 300 and 400 feet per second out of, that I complained to Ely about. So I think it kind of goes up and down over
Yeah.
time, is I guess what my answer is.
Well, Appalachian makes a valuable point out there. He says, judging by the ARA and the ABRA record targets and match scores, ammo is better than ever. So, I mean, there's some really high scores being put out in the ABRA. A lot of perfect cards being shot. Um, Not to say that hasn't been happening for years, but um, it it's hard to go to a match and dominate these days. Everybody's got some good ammo,
Be
good competition.
be
So
interesting though to know though when you just look at targets and cards and scores, also is, 20 years ago, what barrels were everybody shooting, and are they still shooting 30 and 40-year-old 52C barrels, or are they shooting custom, modern barrels? Because that's going to have as much to do with it as the ammunition is. So,
Yep.
Yeah, the total
Right.
package.
yep,
Right. There's so many variables to rimfire
there is.
that
And
it's a different animal when it comes to rimfire. I mean, from center fire to rimfire, it is a different beast.
The one thing you
So,
have no control over is the ammo itself.
Yep.
yep.
You didn't make it.
Um,
But you
John,
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, rimfire's the toughest because you can't do your own loads.
yeah.
And on the average, I mean, you can, but I think on that you'd be better off. I mean, price wise, but
What about Mr. John Fox? Do you think ammo these days is better or worse as far as?
Well, it's such a subjective topic, really. Uh, the thing that I would like to say about it is we know that they can make really good ammo. They have the technology, but I think what it comes down to, there's more people that just like to do plinking with 22 and are not really worried about the precision match ammo. And so the market is more pointed towards those folks because they hold a larger share of the market.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of our manufacturers here in the United States, they don't really want to put the money into doing that because they're making money, using cheaper machinery and manufacturing processes. But I really have been pushing them. I've been contacting all of them and telling them that the 22 sport shooting has really increased in the last few years, and they're going to wind up losing out on a share of the market. Uh, the stuff that's coming from Germany and England seems to be pretty good. It seems to continue to be pretty good, and the U.S. manufacturers are missing out on their share of that when they could
So
really be providing us with some really good stuff.
so a running joke, and there's probably a lot of truth to it, but I've always said that rimfire ammo. It just depends on what crew was working that shift that night. So it's a lot to do with quality control, and it's just like a fast food worker. I mean, you can get a good, well built burger, or you can get a burger that ain't fit for putting in your mouth. Um, I, I've had Lapua that shoots
I,
good,
I,
Lapua that don't shoot good. It just I think it has a lot to do with who was working that night.
I totally
Yeah,
agree. And that was going to be
I,
my
I
answer: is
agree.
we have better quality and better technology, but as a lot of us probably feel, are the workers, people used to take pride in their work way more than they do now. I'm not saying that for everybody, but maybe the majority. So I totally agree with you on that, Chad.
Mm-hmm.
There's another thing that we could look at too. I think sometimes they might run out of the primer composition that they have or the powder, and they just use whatever they have on hand to keep cranking out the product. And that might be why we get some bad lots of some stuff that is generally really good. They just use whatever they can get a hold of. Maybe their supply chain breaks down and they make do with what they have. That could be possible. But I agree with Hillbilly. Yeah, people nowadays don't have any pride in what they're doing, and they've been taught to just be lazy and not go to work. So the ones that do go to work, it's kind of rubbed off on them, and they don't take a lot of pride in what they're doing, and quality suffers from it.
I see we got Rustic Rimfire jumped on, and also TJ Fishing. TJ Fishing says he's got a Burno Mod 5 1974 that can still shoot 2-inch groups with SK long range out of a bag, 0.2-inch groups. Um, yeah, I like those Burnos. I got a Mod 4. They're really nice rifles. Um,
I've got a I've got a friend that I shoot centerfire with that works at the federal plant here in Minnesota, and we talk about lead and stuff all the time because I supply him, and then with the lead that he uses, and he's one of their quality control guys up there. And I've asked him about the rimfire part of it. And he's like, Mike, they're just not interested in making it because they're just pumping out planking ammo for the most part at this point. And they'll never be able to, without doing a complete retool, compete with what SK Lapua and Ely are doing right now. And they don't want to slow the process down. So I think it just, as far as like why we don't make good stuff in America when it comes to rimfire anymore, it just comes down to that because rimfire kind of got relegated to just, it's planking stuff. And where the real money's at for American manufacturers for ammo is, the components of their center fire. That's why Hornady started making its own ammunition, because why sell the bullets when you can make your own complete ammunition and jack the prices up on stuff.
So I think that it's made a comeback as far as quality. I don't know about all you guys, but around here, we used to have rimfire matches years ago. As I said, my uncle used to do it, and then it went away, and
Yep.
it just started coming back. I mean,
Yep.
it just started getting popular again. So um, the I think the ammo is getting better for us competitive shooters. Um, but for a long time, it just wasn't there because that's all rimfire was a plinking and a rimfire competitions has really took off around here. I mean, Justin and I has probably 4 or 5 places that we could go shoot with that's within 2 hours of us, and that used to be unheard of, So it's rimfire's made a big comeback in just the last few years.
Yeah, I'm just saying that
Definitely.
I don't think the American ammo
Oh,
manufacturers have been receptive to that, though, is all.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
yeah.
George, did you get the answer, buddy?
Oh, can I talk now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
go
betcha.
ahead.
Go right ahead. You got skipped over.
It's exactly the same. Ammunition market's exactly the same it was 15 years ago when I quit shooting competition. That's the reason I quit shooting it. If you're not in the know, it's like Ely. When I started shooting, Ely was on top. A black box EPS, about any of it you get was pretty good stuff. But when it comes to 10X and stuff like that, and some of the EPS, it's the machines that's the problem. The 10X machine will start out. When that machine starts wiring out, it'll start putting out the EPS. When that starts wiring out, it'll go just down the chain. And if you're not in the know and you don't know what machine is doing good on that particular lot, you're out of the game, right? And you see these guys in NRA or ARA and all that stuff, the top shooters, they all know they've got an inside guy and they know to buy the ammo,
Certain lots.
what machine's doing what right now. And they get it all. There ain't none left for the average shooter. That's the reason I quit.
Makes
It
sense.
is the reason I quit, is because of that. I can't afford to buy 2 or 3 cases of ammo at a time. And if you're going to win in ARA, that's what you have to do. And you have to know what machine is making what.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've been told.
Makes sense. And now, like for the longest time, we couldn't even get Lapua unless you went and scheduled a a lot testing session with them where they clamp your gun in
Exactly.
a vise and they shoot all these rounds for you, and then they figure out what works in your gun, and then you buy cases of it at a time. Well, yeah, I can't afford to
Exactly.
go back.
And if you can't
Yep.
afford to buy a case, you cannot compete.
Right,
Period.
right.
And it goes back and forth too. Like right now, Lapua is kind of on top, in my opinion.
Yep.
And 2 years from now, Ely will be back on top. Just watch what I'm saying. It just goes like that, When the machines start wearing out and they have to buy new machines, the other guy will be on top for a while.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. You're right.
Mike, you would probably know since you deal in the lead business. I've heard before that the hardness of the lead has a lot to do with it. That if it's too soft, it deforms too easy and doesn't hold its shape, and that makes it inaccurate. And they say that some of the better match ammos have a greater hardness to the lead that actually makes them perform better.
Yeah, you
Well,
get casting your own lead for center fire. Yeah, there's all kinds of difference in it, and that's why a lot of them powder coat. Their bullet and this and that. There's a lot of difference, and there's even people out there that's taking zinc instead of lead and making it shoot really, really good. And you don't find that in center and rimfire. Some of that stuff.
yeah, there when we're and I haven't done this for a few years, worked on the lead side of the business, but I actually was a refining supervisor, so like molten kettle with 100 tons of lead in it, and we're adding nickel, silver, you name it, to whatever the customer spec is, and we had like 20 different recipes of lead product that we were making for federal. And a lot of the lead we're making was going to other industry, but a big portion of what we make at where I work at goes to federal ammunition here in Minnesota. So, but the the video, if you're interested, you can find. I don't remember what I called it, but I've got a video out there where I literally took the Ely Team 10X match family of silver bullets and pulled like 15 heads off, melted them down into a hockey puck thing that we've got at work, and then ran it over a spectroanalysis or a spectrometer machine and got a full readout of every element that's in it and the difference between the two of them, and kind of talk about that in the video and what you're getting from your contact team, what's the other one, the orange box, club ammunition, compared to your silver stuff that is, and the reason it's silver is because it's got more nickel, more antimony in it, it's got more harder elements in it. So yeah, it's going to be less likely to deform, but because it's also a pure lead is why it's that more silver color than a darker color, because it doesn't have a lot of the arsenic and other dirty elements that haven't been completely washed out of the lead in the process of refining it. So as far as it deforming, when you're talking, 1,100 feet per second, I don't think you really have to worry about that with any soft lead. But there is a difference between a soft lead that's being produced and a hard lead. So
It makes sense.
I'm not rich. I'd love to take some Lapua apart, but I'm not going to buy a box of Lapua just so I can melt it down and run it over a spectrometer.
Yeah. I know
Um,
those casters. They add a certain percentage of tin and other
Yep.
stuff. The that content of that bullet makes a lot of difference in how it shoots, how it performs, the whole 9 yards.
all right, so I got one more thing here we'll talk about and go around the room. And while we're going around the room, if you have not already got your hashtag in for the giveaway, we are giving away a Ozark Trail knife tonight, a t-shirt, and 2 decals. So get your hashtag in. That's hashtag Rimfire to be entered into the giveaway tool. And the last thing that I want to talk about tonight is, do you rim thickness test your ammo or weight segregate? And this was what I was getting at earlier, John, when you were talking about that it could be something wrong with the gun. Well, it could also be something wrong with the ammo, because Hillbilly there sent me a box of ammo, which was Fiocchi Field Dynamics hollow points, and he wanted me and Justin to try and see if we could put up some good groups with that ammo. So Justin shot his BSA Martini, and I shot my Winchester 52A, and It didn't shoot horrible, but it wasn't uh, match grade ammo, I would call it.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that we noticed, and there's a video coming out on this. You'll see it in the video. I could physically tell you when there was going to be a flyer because when I would close the bolt closed harder uh,
No
because
joke.
I could feel the difference in the rim thickness, and I would call it to Justin. I'd say this one's going to fly because it closed up. It closed up tight. And
Yep.
seriously, I'd be shooting a 3-hole, 1-hole group, and all of a sudden hit throw one low and to the right, and every one of those that went low right, it chambered hard. And Justin went home. He took the remaining of that box, and he done a rim thickness test on them. And of the ones that was left in the box, there wasn't that big of a difference. So I must have got all the stinking flyers.
There was like 2 thousandths difference in what was left out of the 20 left,
Yeah.
but we found all the flyers.
Oh my
So,
goodness.
so
And I
I
think that shoots like what I think it was like 1050.
1060,
1060.
Yeah. Yep.
So it was in the group that a person needed, but yeah, I think the quality control was
Well,
definitely
actually,
off on those.
I have the card laying right here in front of me. So Justin shot a .545 with his first group.
Oh wow.
A .824, a .874. No, sorry. He shot a 5.545, a .824, and then he had one bag group that vertical strung on him. He got a 1.170. So, yeah, he got one that went out on him bad. And then I shot a .658, a .646, and a .698. So I shot consistent.
Yeah.
But like I said, I would be putting 3 in a hole, and then it would lock up tight, and I'd tell Justin this one's going to fly, and it would. And so Justin, um, I guess my answer to that question is going to be premium ammos. I'm lazy. I don't check them. But if I'm shooting a budget challenge like Mike over here puts out, I want to come to the table with the best I can have out of a budget box of ammo. So I will weigh it and rim thickness check it before I compete with it so that I have the best opportunity possible. And when you get into this budget ammo, trust me, there is a lot of variances in rim thickness and there's a lot of variances in weight. So it does help with gaining accuracy when it comes to some of the lower end ammo. So Justin just got up and left the chat physically. So Mike, what about you? Do you rim thickness
back.
check or weight segregate?
I don't do it often. I don't ever rim thickness, but I do weight segregate from time to time. And again, only on uh, the lower end stuff. And actually, the only thing I've ever done it with was a couple of matches where I shot it with that newer Ely target in the yellow box. When it was back in the days where it was like a gold metallic colored box, I didn't worry about it. But with the yellow target, I did it, and I did really well in the match with it by doing that. So I was very consistent. So I was happy with it. But
So
generally
Jacob,
speaking, no, I don't do it.
yeah. So Jacob S has a question over here. Says, "What's the difference in rim thickness make?" Well, if the rim's thicker, then the ammo has a tendency to be hotter.
Headspace.
Yep, and your velocity will change. So it also affects the headspace the way it seats in the chamber. But what I've noticed with a thicker rim is usually a hotter round. The velocity goes up. So, Justin, we'll go back to you. Do you rim thickness check and weight segregate?
On the Gucci ammo, not as much, like you're saying. If I had a really big match and was, really trying to have an edge, I would rim thickness test and weight segregate the same ammo. It's very time consuming, and I don't have much time.
Yeah.
But if you have the time, it would definitely be worth it. We'll show you my rim thickness gauge I got here. I actually made this block that this indicator goes on. Mounted the indicator to it, and it's pretty heavy. It probably weighs a couple pounds. And if you set it on a table, it don't move around, and you can just pull the indicator back and drop the round in.
Yeah. Well, when you're a machinist, you can make stuff like that.
Yeah. I think it's a Raven Eye rim thickness test gauge, the red part, and I attached the indicator to it.
No Pro has a comment down there, says, do you believe using budget ammo in any type of competition is a lot to do with luck? If I win a competition, No Pro, I am not going to call it luck. All right, George, we're not going to skip you this time, buddy. Do you weight segregate or rim thickness check? He's passing.
Huh.
He shoots it straight out of the box.
I don't do it anymore. I don't do it anymore. I used to do it all. Yeah, I used to do it all. I don't do any of it anymore. The money's what checks your headspace for you. Depending on how much you want to spend on ammo.
Yeah, it gets obsessive.
Oh boy. See, everybody makes fun of me for being a Lapua fanboy, and it's all coming out now. It's all coming out. John Fox, do you do either headspace check or rim thickness check? I mean,
I started to, but I just watched a lot of other people that went through that process, and it really didn't do all that much for them. I think maybe with the really good ammo it did, but I did. I was going to do it with some CCI standard velocity, and when I started checking the weight and the rim thickness of it, it didn't vary much. And I thought, well, this is just a waste of time because it was so close, all of it, that I wasn't really able to sort it out. And I thought, I'll just buy some better ammo and not fool with this. And I think really, even your really Gucci ammo, you're going to have inconsistencies like we were talking earlier. There's so many variables involved. But I think if you're a competitor and you have really good ammo, it might be beneficial. But for the budget stuff, I've seen a lot of people sort it and still have a lot of fires. It didn't really do a lot for them. So I don't do it. I started doing it one time, and once I got past a certain point, I was like, I'm just putting time into this for nothing.
Okay, No Pro's adding to his question there. He says, I was saying using budget ammo. I knew you were saying budget ammo, but this is a show of men amongst men, and there's fishing tales that goes on here. And if I win a competition with budget ammo, I'm going to call it skill.
Not TJ.
Yeah. Good night, buddy. Thanks for getting on. So, Hillbilly.
Man, I haven't.
You need George's sign.
I haven't much, but I did weigh some Aguila Super Extra, and here's 10 cups, and that's out of 5 boxes, and each one of them's a different weight from 33.8 to 32.8.
Yeah.
But on that, I did realize it, and I didn't check all the rim cases. I checked kind of some, and a lot of them were fairly close. So I didn't want to take all the time to separate all the rim casing, thicknesses on them. But I do say from my experiment on it, it did take away some flyers. You know, I may have had one, but they seem to be a closer group than just if I was just grabbing them out of the box. So,
Boomstick wants to know if coating your bullets with preparation H helps. Depends on who you ask, buddy. Depends on who you
Yeah.
ask. So
I actually
according,
found a product on Amazon that is made out of whipped tallow and beeswax, and that happens to be the two components that I think it's SK and Lapua use to lubricate their bullets.
and that's
I'm
how.
just wondering if maybe I'll get a container of that and take some CCI standard velocity and just put it around the lead part of the bullet real lightly and see if it improved it. But who knows?
So, I don't think you'll mind me saying it, but Country Rimfire Plus, he experimented with this because it does have the same ingredients that they use for lubrication, and he claims to have had some success trying it. And I, I, I won. I won a prize on one of his challenges. I placed second place, I believe it was, and it was a budget challenge. And he sent me a tube of preparation H. But I,
I
I,
remember that you did a mail
yeah,
call on it.
yeah, I didn't need it for my bullets. So, um, but hey, listen, that same challenge that I'm speaking of was a budget challenge, and I shot it with Federal Auto Match, and I weight segregated and I rim thickness checked that Federal Auto Match before I shot that challenge, and I came in second place. And the first time I tried it with Federal Auto Match, I didn't do so great. So it did show some promise in that situation. So
I think on the cheaper ammo, it probably does. Maybe.
yeah. All right, guys. Well, that pretty much wraps it up for our topics tonight. I appreciate everybody jumping on for the second time. Looks like we've ran about 20 or 30 viewers, even though we had a hiccup. So that's still awesome. But everybody here, I'm sure, is waiting for this giveaway tool. So hashtag Rimfire, and I'm giving away a Kentucky Rimfire T-shirt, and it's an extra large. But if you are the winner and you can't wear an extra large, let me know, and I will have you one printed in whatever size you want. I also have the Ozark Trail orange knife that has been hyped up all over YouTube, and I'm almost afraid to even show it to you, but I, I do have one, and I've carried it on my person now for 2 months, and it still holds a very good edge. And it says on the blade, "Made in China," but it also says D2 steel. So they're a very good knife.
That thing's
And
razor sharp. They are. They're good.
they're good knives. And so we got one of those knives. We got a T-shirt, and I got a Kentucky Rimfire and Hobbies window decal, and I got a Hillbilly Up decal. And so the winner of the night tonight will win all of the above. And let's see. Let's see. John Fox, you're our guest tonight. Why don't you give us a countdown there, buddy?
A countdown. All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I can't read it. Smoking Joe's number one.
All right. Living in West Virginia, 1965. Steve, you are the winner. Congratulations, buddy. Send me an email at toyotachad@outlook.com and give me your address and let me know if an extra large works for you. If so, I can send you the shirt that I have. If not, I'll get you one made.
I believe he's still out there, ain't he?
But you got to be present to win. So we're going to give you about a minute and a half here to chime in. And there he is already.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Woo-hoo.
So we have a winner. Congratulations, buddy. And thanks for being here. And
Chad,
thank you.
You
Yeah.
giving him the knife that you cut your toenails with?
No, this one's new in the package.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You
new
said
in
you've
the
been carrying it for 2 months, so I
No,
thought it
no,
was that one.
no, nobody's. This is mine. I ain't giving it
Okay.
away.
Okay.
So,
After
anyways,
doing all that castrating, the tip of that blade's getting a little dull.
yeah. All right, guys, let's run around the room here and tell everybody what you got coming up, and we'll sign off of this thing. And again, I appreciate everybody in the side chat, and I appreciate everybody on this panel. So, George, what you got coming up, buddy? Some more martini videos?
Exactly, buddy. That's all I'm going to be doing for the foreseeable future.
Boy got a new toy.
All right, and
Yep.
the newcomer tonight is John Fox. And if you don't know John, it is lead fever, and he's over in the side chat there. Hillbilly, you got a link for him to put in the side chat?
I will let me find him his text over here, and I'll post a link here.
All right. And John, what you got coming up, buddy?
Well, I finally got to order some decent ammo, and I want to do a little bit of ammo testing with my rifle and my son's
What?
new BMRX.
What kind of ammo is that?
I've lost my microphone somewhere.
No, I can hear you. I just want to hear again what that ammo
I've got
is.
some Lapua coming, and I've got a lot of different elite and stuff coming too. But I want to do some more ammo testing, and we'll be shooting some more challenge targets. And I have some upgrades coming for my RAS setup, and a single feed adapter for my rifle, and things of that nature. So I want to do some videos on that.
Yeah.
And I got some cooking videos I want to do later too. I think everybody likes to eat, and you can tell that I like to eat by looking at me.
Also, Hillbilly, Fuku is looking for the link to George's channel, which is Southern Rifle.
Okay. See, and also anybody out there at the Blue Ranch, if you guys have any their links, please post them. And I got lead fever here pulled up.
While you're working on that, let's see, Mike, what you got coming up, buddy?
I should be dropping a video Sunday morning, most likely, of a new challenge that I'm going to be putting out there for 100 yards, and hoping to get to the range first thing tomorrow morning and shoot some more iron sights at 100 yards because someone edged me out by like 6 thousandths of an inch, and that just doesn't sit well with me. So we're going to get back out there and try to do a little bit better. Other than that, just enjoying life. Hopefully it ain't too windy tomorrow morning.
Justin, should we really tell him what he's got to beat?
No.
No, let's keep it secret.
Right now it's only 6 thousandths.
Why you think we chose that video?
This goes on all year, buddy.
What day? What days you're gonna drop this next video? So I have some idea how many days I gotta wait.
Well,
I'll give you the rest of this month to beat me.
All right.
Yeah.
I got a question for you guys. How many times can you do the stretch it out challenge with the same gun?
As many times as you want, bud.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna work on that then.
Yeah. So the way Elijah does that is you email him the target afterwards, and if you've got a video you're going to post on it, just let him know there'll be a video with it. And I think what he's been doing with mine is I've been giving him my targets, but he don't post them on the leaderboard until I actually drop the video, because he likes to put the link to the video with the score. Yeah. So
You got to make sure that you're tagging, in your video in the
Yeah.
description at Day at the Range. A lot of people don't do that when they tag
Yeah.
other
Right.
people's stuff. And if you don't put in the description at whoever's channel it is, they're not going to see it, and that prompts them to see it to know that, hey,
Yep. So
Yeah.
like whenever you title your video, John, title it, stretch it out 2025 and then just put the @ symbol, Day at the Range.
Yeah, I
And
did that with the one that I've done already. If I do
yep,
somebody's challenge target, I do that also to tag them
yep.
in it.
And that
Yeah,
way
he's
he
got
get
me on the board, and
good.
I was surprised. I'm in the lead in the factory class, where I was a couple days ago.
The year ain't
With
over
the-
yet, buddy. The year ain't
Yeah, I
over yet.
know. I know. That's why I want to try it again. That's why I want to keep trying.
Yeah.
So, um, where were we? Justin, what you got coming up, buddy?
So we got a rimfire match tomorrow at 2:00. So hopefully the wind don't blow us off the mountain, and then we got a steel challenge match Sunday. That's always fun.
Sometime this weekend, you got to find a spot to put this on the wall.
Yeah, that's gotta go on the wall. So
Yeah, for those of you that was not on here early in the show, this is Justin's archery deer this year. He caught it second day of season, or killed it second day of season, and he just got his mount back today, and
full
that's
velvet.
still in velvet. So, congratulations on that. That's an awesome. Yep. So, I have the same match that Justin has coming up tomorrow because it's my match. And I have videos scheduled all the way out till July the 6th. So some of those are stretch it out challenges. Some of them are scoped. Some of them are not. Some of them's 100 yards. Some of them's 200 yards. I'm having fun with this 100-yard stuff. I like it.
Yep.
I'm curious to see what he's going to pull out next, though, because he's not going to run this same target all year long. He said all of his challenges this year to be at 100 yards, so I can't wait to see what he comes out with next. So
We're working on something.
yeah, you're working on. Oh yeah, okay, I figured so. Yeah, that's good. A good collaboration target.
Yeah, we got a collaboration going.
Good deal. Can't wait.
The target we was talking about, the challenge, Mike in the green room. Email that to Chad, and I'll be working on it.
All right. It'll be on the website if I get the video wrapped up here for what I shot on my lunch break today. In time, I'll drop that on the video
Okay.
on Sunday, and the target will be available. But I will email it to Chad here
Okay.
tonight yet, so you can get a sneak peek at it.
All right. We might get around to getting to shoot it.
Yeah. Shoot your video tomorrow while you're at the range or something with it.
Tomorrow he'll show up with a 416 at the range. You wait and see. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd like to thank everybody that takes the time to make challenge targets, and especially to Elijah, because everything that he does, keeping track of all this, that's got to be a lot of work.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's very appreciated.
Yep. And Mike puts out a lot too, and
Mike,
not as much.
We appreciate you.
No, not as much, but you did go to the trouble of adding it to your website, and now with Mike, any target that he posts, you can go to MN Shooting Sports and find it over there on his website and printable targets. So
just a lot easier to manage than responding to that CCI challenge target. I had hundreds of people emailing me for that target. It was became unmanageable, so I had to make a website.
And sometimes people's emails go to junk and you miss them, and it's a pain in the butt. Yep. So all right, did I cover everybody but Hillbilly? Hillbilly's got something coming up tomorrow since we didn't get him shut down.
Yeah, Fuku. boomsticks right out there. If I shoot 100 yard, I got to shoot it twice at 50.
Yeah.
I don't have a 100-yard range here. But I've been promising all winter that this spring I'll have a real big challenge coming out. And I was just waiting for spring. I didn't want to do it through the winter because I don't want, I wanted people to be able to get out in the spring and enjoy it. And so, anyway, we're going to be doing a hard seltzer challenge. I've been talking about this a lot. This is not the finished product here. I couldn't find it a while ago, but it'll be 50 yard, actually bench rest and for rimfire and stuff. And then we also have one at 7 yards for pistols, that's revolvers and semi-automatics, and we'll also throw one in for BB guns and then the center fires. So we're gonna make it to where everybody can get involved. We'll put it out there, for a while, so everybody will have a chance to shoot it. Yeah, Chad's got his. I sent it out to a few people for them to test it and see, if it, what needed to be tweaked on it and everything. So I've been working kind of fairly hard behind the scenes along with a couple other people helping test it, Chad and Hasbro and a few. And so we'll be doing this thing, and I'll be coming up with like some prizes and stuff like that. So, hopefully we can really make a fun deal. I'm not one to put out, challenges every 2 weeks or whatever. I'm just wanting to do one that's, big and fun for everybody. So anyway, hopefully everybody will enjoy it. Then tomorrow night we got Guns, Beer, and Therapy. 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. If you ain't doing nothing, swing by and visit us. We'd love to have you right here on Hillbilly Up. And we just try to have fun over there and have a good time. So anyway, of course, we got videos coming up. I got some more coming out with the anechoic suppressors and stuff like that. So anyway, thanks for doing this for us, Chad, on Friday nights. Always a blast. Enjoy talking about bench rest shooting, rimfire, and always learning a lot from all of you guys. So appreciate it. Great panel, great side chat.
Well, I appreciate you saving my neck tonight. So I thought the show was over, but Hillbilly made it go on. So it's all a learning thing for me. I took a leap here and doing this the whole live thing is not something I'm used to, but so far I've really enjoyed the input and the activity that we've had so far. I hope I can keep it going. We're going to try to stay within those guidelines. We'll try to get that corrected and get back at it on our side of things, so we're not jeopardizing Hillbilly's side of things. But yeah, appreciate everybody getting on the panel. Appreciate everybody in the side chat. And we're going to end it right there. And I hope everybody has a blessed week. Thank you for joining us. Say good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.